went to court. I went upstairs, went through the first floor, which is the police department, as I said. I went upstairs, the second floor is the courthouse. We get into the room where the judge is at, and we sitting there. And I recall hearing the door opening as we hearing the judge talk, and then the door opened. So I looked over my right shoulder. Dude comes in and he kind of just give me that look like, "What's up?" So
Did you know him?
Nah, I didn't, but he obviously knew who I was.
Right.
So I was just like, "What's up?" And so, we gave each other a head nod, and my stomach knotted up, that spider senses kicked in. And he went and made a phone call. You could see him leave the room, and he went and made a phone call. He brought 4 other individuals, maybe 20 minutes after, 15 minutes after. So that turned into them started throwing gang signs inside the courtroom. So I started throwing gang signs. My mom's like, "Yo, Jorge, not here." And I'm like, "Nah."
Well, the judges at the port, like...
We in court. We in court, like judges and talking and they're like, throwing all their signs, and I'm just like, and I'm throwing my signs, and she's like, "Yo, not here, bro. Like, what you doing?" And I'm like, "Yo, ain't nobody gonna disrespect me in front of my mother." Was it about Mom? I told you, I have a problem at this point. You ain't gonna disrespect, I don't care where we at, you ain't gonna get at me, you ain't gonna, we not, what you wanna do? So, that I don't care attitude. That turned into verbal altercation. Now we shouting and arguing and in the courtroom, which ultimately turned into what? Physical altercation. So the sheriffs grabbed all of us, they grabbed us and they start ramming us down across out the room, and then across the courthouse, and then down the stairs. So I'm saying to myself, "Yo, this is about to get real," because I got 4 of them, and I was just fighting with 2 of them. So I'm in my head, I'm just like, "Yo, they're gonna put me in the cell, and I'm gonna have to bang out with these dudes." So they grabbing all of us, chaos, swearing, all that. We fight. We still trying to get at each other. And by the time we get to the bottom of the staircase, if you take a right, you go into the police department. But if you take a left, you actually get thrown. You go outside. By our surprise, we got thrown outside. Literally, the first thing I hear is because I squared up.
They threw all y'all outside.
All of us on some take it outside type thing. Y'all gonna get warrants type thing. Right? They're talking to us so they threw us outside. So I square up because I already know. I'm like, "Yo, there's 4 of them." So I square up and it's just me and my mother. And she's like, "Jorge, there's a gun," right? She said it in Spanish. She said, "They got a gun." So I turned around and I jumped in front of her. The first time, as soon as I jumped in front of her, first bullet hit me.
Well, that first one hit you, or you didn't even know?
Oh, no, it stopped me right in my track. It went silent. By the time the second one hit me, I was just like, "Yo, they're trying to kill you, bro." So I turned around to try to run inside the building. I collapsed, I fell, and...
They was still gunning at you.
He hit me multiple times. Yep. So my mom urinated on herself. Even though me and her were more like brothers and sisters, I was her firstborn. I was just talking to her recently. Our relationship's still not good from that.
What drew you to the streets?
Grew up with just all females, not having no brothers. Just wanted to be part of something, man. Looking for brotherhood, looking for a male to, now that I look back, it's just, I didn't have no direction. You know what it is to be 10, 11, 12, and always getting into it, not knowing who you could talk to about.
From a man perspective,
yeah,
just like a man's.
Yeah, my grandmother was the type that by the time I was, I think I remember I was like 8, 9. I remember we used to live in the project, man. Somebody smacked fire out of me because I didn't want to go get a ball in the water in a puddle when they were playing handball. And my man was like 13, 14, and she was the type that I went crying home like, "Yo, they smacked me." She came, all my grandma, great-grandmother, all the females, and I had to fight dude. You know what I'm saying? So I had to fight dude at like 8, and my man definitely gave it to me. But that was the energy, It was just one of those things. So, I heard 50 say one time, it's like, "Yo, I never ran, because who was I gonna go get?"
Yeah.
And that's exactly, when I heard that, it spoke to my soul. That's exactly what was going on in my head. There was nobody to go to.